Hey people, I'm watching Dr. Phil. This is crazy. He wants to become a woman, dress like a woman, but stay married to his wife and expects her to be okay with it. Back to the credit report. So forgive me if I'm a little distracted. Refocusing. We went over how to look and review the credit report, what everything means on the credit report. So now we go into how do we clean up the credit. And that is simple. Anything that's in good standing you want to leave. You don't want to take it off if it has a positive standing. And you want to pursue the negative things. Any public record items, there's nothing too much you can do besides make payments on them. And in terms of your collection accounts, anything medical, they say doesn't matter. Talk to, if you're going to get some type of financing, talk to the person who's going to lend the money to find out if it matters to them so you can pursue medical debts as well. But the first thing that I would recommend, and not everyone would recommend this, but this is what I find to be effective, is you look to see, does anything not actually belong to you? Okay? If it doesn't, you want to immediately dispute that by sending a dispute letter, and I'll go over that as well. And let's say anything that's been on your credit report for 7 years from the date of last activity, it should be about to come off. Sometimes they can resell it to another collection agency, but you can dispute that and have that removed, but you have to be determined in your dispute. So you want to see anything that's about to come off in 7 years, you don't want to give too much attention to because it should be coming off within like a year's time. And if you need it to be immediate, then go ahead and dispute it as well. And so anything that may have been fairly recent that you want to off your credit report, I always say send a letter stating that this is not your debt. You want them to prove the validity of the debt by showing you signed documentation or something that this debt belonged to you. And if they cannot do that, to please remove it from your credit report immediately. And so when you do that, they have to remove that from your credit report. But they can put it back on. They have 30 days to respond to you, to the credit bureau, the creditors do. If they don't respond, then they have to take it off. But they can always have it put back on at any time. But the good thing is, a human error, that sometimes they do not get put back on. I didn't say this would be a quick process, but it definitely works. You just keep on disputing it. And sometimes it comes off the first time and never comes back on again. Sometimes it takes a few times, but it will come off, but not for major creditors. Like, there are some banks, finance companies, that every time you dispute it, they have the information, they're going to send it to you. But if you get it off that first time and then they put it back on, chances are you can dispute it again and get it off. So you want to first dispute everything that you want off of your credit report by giving a dispute letter that looks something like this. Okay, so a dispute letter is going to have the date, your name and mailing address, what it's regarding, disputing inaccuracies on my credit report. Then again, the date, now your name, and regarding disputing inaccuracies on your credit report. Then you want to put down the credit bureau. You can use the same letter and put the credit bureau and just change the credit bureau but keep the letter the same and send it all to each credit reporting agency. So then you put your issue, why you are disputing, and you're disputing because the debt does not belong to you and you need them to prove the validity of the debt. So the first, it says here, I'm writing for 2 reasons: to dispute certain information in my credit file, and I gotta pull this away so I can read it. To have you investigate, reinvestigate, and remove inaccurate information from my credit report and prevent its reinsertion. The items disputed are encircled on the attached copy of the credit report and further identified by the item's name of source, such as creditor or tax court, or etc., and identity type of item, such as credit account or judgment. This item is inaccurate or incomplete because, put the reason, why, and I'm requesting that this item be deleted. And if you have multiple items, then you put all of the items that you're disputing and why. I would recommend that you do a letter per item you're disputing. Because if they get a letter with like 15 items of disputes, they're going to say, oh, this person's lying, and may not even take any regard to your letter. So I would say maybe put 2 disputes per envelope that you send. They go to different representatives, and you can see when there's a dispute. That doesn't necessarily mean it will be taken in account to. They may just dispute the next item because you cannot not dispute it because it comes in. So they will dispute that item. So I would recommend you maybe lapping it by a week, disputing 2 items at a time. And then it says, please reinvestigate these matters and delete or correct the disputed items within the time frame required by the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I would advise everyone to check out the Fair Credit Reporting Act and even check out the Fair Debt Collections Practice Act. That is what tells you what people can do in terms of reporting your information to the credit bureaus, falsely or accurately, and what your rights are as far as people collecting money on you. People cannot call you 24/7. They cannot call you before 8 a.m. They cannot call you after 9 p.m. They cannot call you one day and then call you within the next 3 days. These are a violation of your Fair Debt Collection Practice Act. So check that out, and you can report them by threatening to report them to the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC is what governs all of the creditors and collections agencies. So check out the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, and check out the FDCPA, Fair Debt Collections Practice Act. Google it and learn what your rights are. It's so important. So after you do that, after you see about having items removed from your credit report, what you want to do then is things that come back saying that they're not removing it, it's yours. You want to then call in and see about making a payment arrangement. Find out, one, will they reduce the interest for you? Oftentimes, they'll offer people who are in a place of struggle a reduced interest rate to help you to pay pay off your debt. See if they give you that option. See if they will give you a settlement along with a contract saying paid as agreed for the settlement. And if not, see what type of payment arrangement they would be willing to work out with you and make the best payment that is comfortable for you. I wouldn't say minimal payment because that doesn't get the debt paid, but try to pay it off in a monthly amount that you can agree with the creditor as your last resort. But I would definitely say try and dispute because a lot will come up with your credit that way. I have taken people's credit report from a 400 to like a 690. So I do know what I'm saying, and that's why people keep telling me to make a video about it. I'm trying to think if I've left anything out because I feel sort of rushed. If you have any questions or a comment, just leave a comment and I can respond to it. And I don't claim to know everything, but I do know a lot about credit and getting your credit cleaned up. And even if it's temporarily just to get the loan and then things show back up, like, I don't know, I'm a jack of all trades. So if you have questions, ask. And for right now, that's the beginning stages of cleaning up your credit. Bye. I just got to go back. This dude is talking about wearing his mother's panties. Oh my gosh. Like, people are weird. I don't want my mother's panties or my stepfather's underwear. Like, what the? People are weird. All right, people. That's about it.